A long time ago, Rob had passion, drive, and endless enthusiasm. And now you hear what 30 years of working with Dawn have done to him. This is Rad Radio.
We got this email, rad@radradio.com. It is from Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
Hola.
Brandon's part Mexican.
He's Scottish by like a 3-1 margin or something. Carlos heard that Shelby Elias from financewithshelby.com would be on, and he's sitting here at a 45-degree angle from me. Not Carlos, Shelby. And Carlos wrote in and said, in the past couple of years, I put myself in a bad position with debt, issues with my health, my dad's health. So I investigated a HELOC. That's a home equity line of credit. And with the help from Shelby and his team, I was able to reduce my debt payments to less than half per month. I'm back on my feet, and I'm saving again with less stress. I'm able to help my family without worry. Thank you so much, Shelby and his team.
I love it.
So before we get to, we have so much to talk about, and so many different loans. I promise you we're going to get to them. But you're a parent, and you've always been nice enough to indulge me.
Yeah.
Because when we have a parent, I love to talk to a person. How many kids do you have?
3.
Ages?
I have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old.
Big story today is the second biggest school district in the country, LA. They're banning cell phones. They're banning social media. How they're going to do it, we're working on that. Starts in January. Some parents, a lot of parents, enough parents that it's a story, are saying, wait.
Yeah.
School shootings, 9/11, 60 seconds. As a dad, where do you come down on this?
Well, first off, I know that my wife's listening this morning, too, and now she's going to be on me even more about my own personal suffering.
Yeah,
so
you and I have talked about this.
I'm like, oh, my gosh, can't wait to hear it when I get home. Like, see? Told you. But yeah, no, it really is a serious concern, and, it really stinks because, I want to be a cool dad, and it makes parenting easier, right? But everything in life is about taking the harder path, and, and as a parent, it's a lot easier to just be like, gosh, just leave me alone here, take this and be quiet, give myself a break real quick. But, you really should look at that. And I need to really look at that in my own personal being. Like, somebody called in and said something about the flip phone. And I'm like, you know what? Like, maybe that's what I need. Like I pray about this a lot, and it's like, help me just be more present in my life. Do not let this pass me by. And these times don't pass me by.
Yeah.
And the phone is literally the thing that's making it Groundhog's Day every day, and I'm not present because of it. And it's hard for me to even grasp that. Don was talking about rewiring your brain. It is rewiring my brain. It's already rewired the whole thing. And my wife's like, yo, what are you doing, dummy?
Yeah.
Put the thing down all day long. And I can't. It's it's bad.
Your wife and I could talk because my husband, oh my God.
Yeah.
Constantly. And it's what his work requires at the zoo as well. So he's in technology constantly, right? And so then I'm just like, what are we doing? This is our show. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, my gosh.
But you know what? You just stumbled on a great solution for all involved. Shelby and Gary would love it if you and Shelby's wife would talk. You go over there. Shelby and Gary can be on their phones.
On
all right.
their phones.
We've talked about for years with you. It's never a bad time to buy. If it's the right time to buy for you, it's the right time to buy. Stop timing the market. That is still true, correct?
Yeah.
All right. We've got so many different loans that you were emailing me about that I've never heard of half of them. What's a DSER loan? A DSER loan? What is this?
Yeah, so the DSER loan is for investors. And this is a loan that only takes into consideration how much that property will rent for. So if you write off all your income on your tax returns, you don't want to deal with a rigorous loan process, they're only going to analyze what that property brings in. So it's only for investment properties. And they want it to break even. So if the property generates enough rent to cover the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment, that's good enough for the bank. They're like, we'll lend on it.
And they lend on it just based on the idea that it will make that much? Like, you show them, well, this is what we're going to... What if you don't get renters?
That's kind of the risk that the bank's willing to take.
Got it.
Obviously, you're going to put 20% down, buy an investment property. But the bank looks at it like, this property should cover the entire payment on its own. We don't need to analyze your own personal finances. Why?
Oh.
The property qualifies on its own.
Jesus, that's great.
And that's how they analyze commercial properties too. So this is a non-QM loan. So it's great for investors that maybe write off all their income. Maybe they don't claim enough income to qualify, but they have a great property that they could buy this will give them the means to do it.
We're talking to Shelby Elias from financewithshelby.com and United Wholesale Lending. You can email us, rad@radradio.com. Phone number is 888-989-9811.
Do you have to pay those loans off quicker, or are they still like 20 to 30-year loans?
No, you could do a 30-year loan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fixed rate, everything.
As long as we're kind of focusing on investors, you mentioned commercial properties. I'm going to jump out of the loans real quick because you and I were talking before we came on.
Yeah.
This property that you have in downtown Sacramento that's like turnkey ready for a business, a small business owner, somebody wants to move. It sounds like it's a great place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's 15,000 square feet, has tons of private offices. The idea with the concept was it's on 7th and J, directly across from the arena.
What
They
a
just built
great
a brand new
location.
hotel. It's phenomenal location.
Jeez.
It's an industrial looking building, so it looks really cool. It has exposed beams. It's fully furnished. And so if you're a small business and you're just starting off, you want to start off with just taking one office and grow in the office. The rents are super affordable. Again, it's fully furnished. Like you can move right in. Or if you're a business owner, you're thinking about starting off your business, I'm open to anything. So I'm
it
trying
isn't
to lease out the entire building.
Because you alluded to it, right? You're going to lease out the entire building, but you don't have to do it to one person.
Yeah.
Somebody, if somebody comes on and says, I just want this little corner, fine, I'll start there and we'll lease out to the other ones as well. Or if somebody says, I want all 15,000 square feet.
Yep.
Cool.
Is it able to like put in like a kitchen style thing? So what if you wanted to run like a small restaurant over there? I know it's close to the arena and food's really popular. Is that an option?
Well, it does have kitchens, just not a commercial kitchen. But yeah, the basement level, you can probably put a kitchen in and do that. Yeah.
Easiest way to contact you or somebody about that for somebody that's listening right now would be what?
You could go to financewithshelby.com and fill out the form and just let me know that you're interested in the commercial space. Again, small businesses that want to partner, I'm negotiable, so bring me anything.
Back to different loans that are available. We did the DSER loan. What's the Fix It, Flip It loan?
Oh, this is a great loan. So this loan, everybody thinks that you have to put 20% down to buy an investment property, right? With this loan, you could put as little as 10% down. They'll give you all the money to buy it and all the money to rehab it.
Oh.
So the idea would be, okay, I'm going to buy this great deal. They're going to make sure it's a good deal. You know, you can't just buy any loan. They're going to look at what the future value is. As long as the future value after your renovation budget looks good, then they're like, yeah, I'll invest in this. You put in 10% down. I'll give you all the money to buy it. I'll give you all the money to rehab it. And then once it's done and you have your renter in or whatever you want to do, you could do the DSCR loan and fix it. So this is a great loan for people that want to flip properties. I know a lot of our Maggot family loves the method of building a real estate portfolio. They all think that you need to put 20% down. This product allows you to put 10% down, get the money for the rehab. It's awesome.
So we went over DSER loan for investors. We did Fix It, Flip loan, and then we have the bank statement loan. But now this is specific to self-employed people with 1099s?
Yep, have to be self-employed in order to use this. And again, this loan is made for people who write off their income, which that's what you should do. But the problem is when you go to qualify for a house, you run into some issues. This loan is specifically designed for those people. Will qualify you based on the amount of deposits in your bank account. You could use your company's deposits and your personal deposits. So much easier to qualify for. All self-employed people, take a look. The interest rates are still awesome. Fixed rate, great.
All of these are available, and all of them are available through United Wholesale Lending and contacting you either through financewithshelby.com or Insta even.
Yeah.
It's Shelby Elias, Elias, and there's the STR loan as well.
Yeah, this is for short-term rentals. I talk about those a
STR.
lot.
Short-term rental. Got it. Very creative name.
This is crazy. There's a place online where you can go. It's called AirDNA. And that's like the MLS for Airbnb properties. It tells you how profitable a certain property will be on Airbnb based on other properties that are on Airbnb. So you can use the AirDNA projection as the income for the property. So you don't even need any income with this. If you just show, I'm going to put 20% down, and here is how much this vacation rental will make. The bank will underwrite the whole property just based on what the Airbnb income will be.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how confident that they are with Airbnb income these days.
So there's a bunch of different loans for a bunch of different kind of specificities. And for those of you screaming, but I just want to buy a house. Hold on. We got an email here, rad@radradio.com from Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Says, my wife and I are working with a developer to build a large upscale ski chalet-style Airbnb property in
Whoa.
western New York State.
Damn.
Other than that, nothing going on. One of the decisions we're facing is whether to include the cost of the appliances and furniture, about $70,000, in the bank financing, or whether we take a smaller mortgage and pay for the appliances and furniture out of pocket. And we're sitting here saying, what would Shelby do?
Aw.
Well, you should call me. I have a lot of experience with that. But everything's going to depend on what your projected cash flow is going to be. You always want to have more cash on hand because then you can do more awesome projects like that. So what you want to analyze is, if we were to take out a higher loan, then what is the rent going to be, the estimated cash flow on the property? If you can get all of your money back and the property still cash flows, take the cash, look for the next deal, and do the next one.
Let's go back then to the last, I think it was the last time you were here, a couple times, about the power purchase agreement. We got a lot of calls from people when you were here.
Yeah.
It is still confined to you have to be a PG&E customer?
Yeah, have
Okay.
to be PG&E.
But this is such a great opportunity for so many.
It's massive, and I've already helped so many people. I was blown away with how many people are in PG&E. You know, when you kind of look around these neighborhoods, you notice, oh my gosh, everybody has solar. So, you know, it's shocking to see how many people don't, and how many people are sitting with PG&E and just don't know what to do. Here are the main things about this program. So for one, there's only 7 utility companies in the entire nation that are approved for this power purchase agreement. So we're lucky to be in a region that has PG&E, that has access to this. There's no loan. There's no lien on title, right? There's no debt associated with this that you have to transfer when you sell your house. There's no lease. So it literally is just like, you know, your cell phone provider. They're like, hey, take this new iPhone, but now you're in a contract with me to buy the service off me. That's how the power purchase agreement works. So PG&E is roughly charging 41 cents to 51 cents per kilowatt of energy that you use. With this program, it's going to cut that in half. And the only caveat is they're going to install the solar for you. Again, no loan, no lease, no nothing. But you have to buy the power off of them now, right? But it's half price. So, and your only other option's PG&E. So do we think that they'll ever cut their rates? Because I get that question sometimes. They're like, yeah, but now I'm stuck with them. Yeah, you're paying half price.
It's right.
There's no way they'll ever catch up. And PG&E has a monopoly. Like, there's no way that you're ever going to catch up. So, you know, and you know, I get another question too. Well, what happens when I transfer it over when I sell my house? That person's going to be thrilled.
Yeah.
You know, imagine you're like, hey, guess what?
Bonus.
You got PG&E that's charging 51 cents, and every year they're rate hiking between 10 and 20%. I have you on a program that's half the price, and it only goes up 2.9% per year. And you even have the ability to fix it so it doesn't even ever go up.
Nice.
So a lot of people have solar PTSD from how the industry was just destroyed at the turn of the century, and there were a lot of charlatans, et cetera. So I'm going to ask you to repeat a few things, because some people who maybe just are tuning in or whatever going, yeah, great, thanks, Shelby. I'm going to pay half for the solar or the power or whatever, but I got to buy these panels. That's always the problem. I got to spend $30,000, $50,000 up front.
Yep. Nothing up front. You do not buy it.
Oh.
You don't have a loan. There's no lease. You don't buy it.
Okay. Shelby. My buddy did this, and then the clowns that put the panels in, they went out of business, and there's nobody to service them because they use like panels from Yugoslavia. They don't even exist anymore.
Yeah. So with the power purchase agreement, right, there is no loan. They're making the money by charging you for the utility. So these are massive banks that are taking the funds from the Inflation Reduction Act. They're taking the tax credit. You don't get the tax credit. If you buy them yourself, you get the tax credit. They're taking the tax credit. That's why they're able to subsidize this for you. Now, if they cease to exist, you have the solar on your roof. You're supposed to be paying them. So, you know, it's these massive solar companies, they're putting it on the roof. You know, it'd be like if AT&T went out of business and you still had your phone. They're not going to come back and track you down to get their phone back. But yeah.
So it is You're as Shelby, you're willing to put your name on the line. It is as good as it sounds. It is too good to be true, but it is true.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It is. It is. You're taking advantage of a federal incentivized program that is a great deal, and only 7 utility companies even offer the program. It is great. Now, you still want to be able to analyze, is it better if I purchase it? There are benefits there too. So that's what we break down. And, you know, I only service 90 miles outside of Sacramento. Like that's the area that we have the most confidence in. Warehouses in Natomas.
For the power purchase agreement specifically.
Yeah, for this program here. So yeah, it's awesome. And, you know, like I say, my job is more than just doing a mortgage, right? Like that guy that called in, like I helped him solve his financial, you know, problems. And that's what I look to do is it's more than just mortgage. It's how do you make the smartest investments? How do you set your family up for the future? How do you how do you make the smartest financial decisions? Nobody's ever taught this stuff. So I've learned over the years this stuff that I personally do. And that's how I find my, you know, what I enjoy to do and my calling in this world is to help people make smarter decisions when nobody was taught this stuff.
To that point, we're talking to Shelby Elias from financewithshelby.com. We got this email. You can write in rad@radradio.com. Sarah says, I wanted to give a shout out to Shelby. I was not smart. I missed a credit card payment on a maxed out credit card. I got dinged 168 points on my credit score.
Oh, gosh.
I messaged Shelby asking what the best way to repair my score was, and he said, be honest. Write a letter to all 3 credit bureaus asking to remove the negative comment, which I did. Shelby did say it's rare that they correct it, but it was worth a try. I followed his advice, and today my score is up 170 points and back to the high 700s. There's an example.
Boom.
My gosh,
That is massive.
By this story, you didn't get anything out of this other than the joy of helping her.
That's it.
Now, she might come along someday and use your services for something else, but all you did was make her feel a lot better and sleep at night.
Yeah.
Now, what about the rare people, because this is a big thing for you. You talk to everybody. The rare people who slip through the cracks, who go, wait a minute, I messaged Shelby and didn't hear from him.
Yeah.
What's the best way for that? Should they just message you again and go, hey?
Yeah, and a lot of people, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I called your cell. No, that's what I give out. Like I give my cell phone out. And, you know, just, I mean, and, yeah, people call and they're like, oh my gosh, it's really you. It's always really me. I promise you, I will call every person. So if it takes me a day or two, like it is what it is. I'm trying to get back to everybody. I want to make sure that I can help every single person personally. So bear with me a little bit.
Hello there, Jeff. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Hey, question for Shelby. I'm here in Nevada, and I was trying to gather the information you were putting out there about some of the solar deals, but I wasn't exactly clear. Is that what you're referring to as California-based only, or can I get into a program like that here in Nevada, and how do I find this information?
Yeah, unfortunately, this program is for PG&E customers only. They may have some other products, you know, in Nevada. Unfortunately, I'm not, you know, I don't focus on that. So that's why I say 90 miles outside of Sacramento, that's my zone. I know that really well. But I can possibly refer you over to somebody that has that expertise. Just send me a message and I'm happy to help.
Ryan wrote in and said, we are currently going through the process with Shelby, and I'm glad I heard Shelby talk about this a while ago. He's talking about the PPA. As we were thinking about going solar for some time, but solar seemed uncertain. All I can say is trust the process. Greg had a question, says, if I have a solar loan, can I get it forgiven as part of your program, the power?
No,
purchase.
unfortunately, if you have a solar loan, the only option for you is to refinance and pay that loan off.
So if people already have solar, this program is not for them. There's
Correct.
things they can do, but not through the PPA.
Yes.
Beverly wrote in and said, hi, Shelby. My dad is going through a difficult divorce and needs his house sold. It's a large log home that does have some amenities and would be a perfect Airbnb. Is there a group of investors that would look for properties like this? So there's an interesting question.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you have any distressed properties, great properties for Airbnb, always reach out. I just helped a lady in Orville locate a great real estate agent out there. I explained to her what the benefits are of picking somebody that actually knows, you know, what they're doing. The Prop 19 is a great kind of segue to that too. that's phenomenal. But most agents don't even know about it.
Well, and I think a lot of people are like, what the hell's Prop 19? So what is Prop 19? Because it targets the older folks, right?
I guess I'm getting up there too.
Yeah.
But
It sounds like something I'm voting on.
It's for people that are 55 and up. Okay, if you're 55 and up, when you buy or sell a house, your property taxes in California, they start over at the purchase price. So when people are selling their home, that's usually a big shock. They're like, shoot, now my property taxes are way more. No, you can keep your same property taxes up to 3 times as long as you fill out the proper forms with the county assessor office. So, if you don't mention that, then somebody's just going to reset their property taxes. And obviously the assessor wants you to pay the higher amount. They're not saying nothing. They're like, hey, guess what? If you're 55 and up, they're not going to say nothing. You just pay more. So it's really important that not only every single loan option that's available, but there's all these little nuances and people just, it's massive.
Yeah.
It's hundreds of dollars per month.
Yes.
Now, does this tie into the idea too of like if you inherit a home from a family member, there's questions about the tax rate and all that. Is that something that should be looked at now, or how should people be dealing with that?
Yep, that's under the same prop.
Okay.
And how that works is if you inherit a property from your mom or dad or whoever, if you turn that property into your primary residence at that point, now you can keep their same tax rate. If you don't and you turn it into an investment property, now you have your property taxes reset, they get reassessed, they go up. So, it's just important to know that, and people might make a different decision if they did know that, because if their, mom owned the property for 30 years and their property taxes were $100 a month, and now they're going to go up to $700-800 a month, then you might say, you know what? I would rather live there. Let me go ahead and live there for a couple years, keep the tax rate the same.
Just for people that might be thinking this, what is the actual definition of living there? If somebody said, yeah, that's my primary residence.
Yeah.
I mean, but it might, say it's 90 miles away from where you actually do live.
Yeah.
What
You just keep a pair of clothes in the house.
I hate that the most. And everyone thinks that. So, yeah, that might have worked like 20 years ago. That it is mortgage fraud. Do not do that. Like, you literally go to jail, and the banks are not dumb.
Not worth it.
One little slip about any possible thing, they're like, oh, why did their tax returns go to this other address? It they will find out, and they come and knock on the door, and they do what's called an occupancy check. And if they find out, you're hammered. They're going to call your note due. If you can't pay it back, you're going to get absolutely hammered. And it's mortgage fraud at the end of the day.
All right, we did Prop 19. We even got in some mortgage fraud there. We did a bunch of different loans, DSER, the Fix It, Flip It, the bank statement loan, the STR loan. We talked about PPA, the purchase power agreement. We talked about this beautiful location you have, fully furnished downtown commercial location, downtown side. Is it 7th and J?
Yeah.
Okay. 15,000 square feet. You don't have to rent it all, but small business owners, you can if you want to, if you're just starting out. Shelby will talk to you about anything. Did we forget anything? Is there anything we missed?
Man.
We even got your thoughts on parenting and a little self-reflection on cell phone usage, which was all great.
I know.
It was amazing. God.
Some people are writing in or calling in and saying, well, what's his cell phone number? It's on Insta, right? It's on financewithshelby.com. That's where, because it's hard to give out phone numbers on the radio. That's the place to find it.
Yes. So you can go to my Instagram page. It's Shelby Elias. I always post a lot of really good content on there. Financewithshelby.com. Another great site that you can get in touch with me at. But yeah, I love being here. I really appreciate everybody. Maggot family, ride or die.
Thanks, man. It's great seeing you. Shelby Elias from financewithshelby.com.
Rob, anybody, and Dawn, the Rob, anybody.